I gotta figure out how to get back up that. It's like a crazy slot canyon thingy with a big jump. Maybe it's smarter to go this way. All right, after my last video where I talked about the new GoPro Hero 11 Black Mini, you guys had questions, and you guys had some good questions that brought up some really good points and some things that I didn't even test before that now that I've tested, I found out there's some things about this camera you should know. Before we jump into that though, a massive thank you to the sponsor of today's video and what might be the coolest thing that I've ever gotten, Established Titles. Their title packs give you at least a 1 square foot dedicated plot of land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland. And because of Scotland's land ownership traditions where landowners are referred to as Lord and Ladies, once you get it, you get a certificate. Look at this, Lord David Manning and Lady Morgan Manning. This is the coolest thing ever. So you can now call me Lord David. That's how I would prefer to be referred to in the comments from now on, is Lord David Manning, please. This might be one of the coolest like last minute gifts or just a gift for that person that's really hard to shop for. Like they buy everything for themselves, they've got everything, they don't need anything. You can be the one to make them a lord or a lady. And they plant a tree for every plot of land sold. So every time you buy a plot of land, they plant a tree through One Tree Planted or Trees for the Future. If you want to be a lord or a lady, or you just want to have the coolest gift at pretty much any party, head over to establishedtitles.com/David Manning. Use code David Manning at checkout for 10%, and you too could be a lord or a lady. Again, in the comments, please, Lord David Manning. Okay, into your guys' questions, and the very first one was, can you power the GoPro Mini with a power bank? Just plug it in USB-C, can I just keep this thing running? And the answer is yes. The only bummer right now is that this door doesn't have a pass-through, and they don't offer a pass-through door quite yet. What we don't have here is a door with a hole in it. And the Hero 10, there is a door with a hole in it that is a pass-through. But really what that pass-through is doing on the Hero 11 is it's holding the battery in place. It's not waterproofing it at all. If you have a pass-through door on here where you can plug in power while you're running your GoPro is not waterproof. Number two, somebody was asking about how much it weighs, and I think I talked about the weight in the video, but there's something very interesting when you talk about powering this with a power bank and how much this guy weighs versus this guy. So once again, the GoPro Mini alone, it weighs 132 grams, and then the GoPro Hero 11 weighs 153 grams. Usually that says 154, 153 grams. So while only about 20 grams lighter than the Hero 11, this is a better, lighter option. But if you are powering your GoPro via USB, you could take the door off and you could take this battery out, and you could run a GoPro Hero 11 without a door, without a battery, and now that guy weighs 115 grams. So if weight is your main concern and you don't have to worry about it being waterproof, this without a battery and a door is actually a better choice than the Mini. Of course, the Mini though, at 132, is waterproof and quite rugged. Next up on the list was how long is the battery life? I will link below to a chart that's on the GoPro website that gives you kind of just battery run times, what they've seen. And I would say that so far how I've used it, I think I've run the battery from all the way full, all the way down, 1, 2, 3 times I've done that. At 5.3K 60, I got 49 minutes out of this guy. At 4K 60, I got about 60 minutes on the dot. And then at 5.3K 30, I got 70 minutes, which that's awesome. I will do more testing. If I see anything that varies from the numbers that GoPro gave, I'll keep you guys updated. Another big question I got asked in that last video was, how is the audio on the Mini? And it actually sounds pretty good. The audio in that last video, it was pouring down rain. That was not a solid audio test, but this is a much better audio test of what this camera can do. Here's the Hero 11 Black Mini, and here is the Hero 11 Black. I think that they're really similar as far as the audio sounds. This is kind of a mild, there's kind of no wind in this area. And let's get out to kind of a more windy scenario here. Okay, and here is a much windier, much louder scenario. How does each camera do picking up just my voice and trying to cancel out the wave noise and the wind noise here? The Hero 11 Black Mini versus the Hero 11 Black. I think I think they're both pretty decent for action cameras. Which brings us to number 5, and that is, does the GoPro audio dongle work with the GoPro Mini? It has a USB-C port on there. You should be able to just plug this guy in there, plug a mic in here, and it works. Because that is how it works on the Hero 11. See, this is what I have set up. If you want to go see a video on how I run my lav in my helmet, I have a lav set up inside of my helmet. So right there inside is a lav mic. The cable gets routed all the way back here and then pops out here. And on my Hero 11, I could just plug in my lav into the side of this guy, and now I can mountain bike, I can go for a motorcycle ride, whatever I wanna do, and I have a really close microphone, really close to my mouth that's out of the wind, and it sounds awesome. And no, the audio dongle does not work with the Mini. You have to just use internal audio. You cannot plug a mic into the GoPro Mini for now. And the reason I say for now is that I already sent this over to GoPro. I said, hey, why is this the case? And they kind of said, like, this is designed to be a small camera that gets mounted in really versatile places. It's not really designed to be used like that. So I said, well, a lot of people that are in my comments, you guys, have said that they want that. They said that it might come out in a future firmware update, but there's no plans for it right now. So I wouldn't expect that to be a thing anytime soon, but hopefully if enough of you guys flood the comments and are just like, please GoPro, give me audio adapter capability, I bet they'll do it. Be nice, kill them with kindness, but yeah, man, flood the comments, just tell them how much you guys would like to see this guy be able to work with this guy. Next up are the flip down feet removable. A lot of people kind of saw that you know, they stick out from the bottom of the GoPro. Like, they're not recessed up into the body, so people kind of thought like, oh, could that like catch on something? Could that break off? Or could I just remove those? And the answer is yes, there's 4 screws right on the bottom. You could also remove the rear ones, but the rear flip out feet are flush with the body. So when you fold up the rear ones, totally flush with the back of the camera. But when you fold down the bottom ones, you kind of have a hump right there. Number 7, does it work with the snap mounts? You guys know that I love snap mounts. They are my magnetic mounting solution. They go in your camera like that. So now I have this kind of piece mounted, and this piece just lives on my GoPro, and then I can take all of their different adapter mounts. This is the locking adapter, and just magnetically put them on there and move from mount to mount that quickly. See, of course they work with the snap mount, but it's the size of a regular size GoPro. But then, I don't know, you lose the benefit of it being small. But snap mounts are dope, and if you have a GoPro, you should get them. Number 8 and 9 are kind of similar. Number 8 is, how is using the quick app to control the GoPro Mini, because you have to use the app to kind of dial in the settings. And number 9 is, because there's no screen, is it a pain in the ass to use? Is there a faster preset method within the camera? Which are great questions, and you'll see why I bundled them together. The quick app is good. Now, I also have one major issue with the app, and also kind of with the GoPro's UI system. And to properly show you, first, let me show you what the app looks like when connected to the GoPro Hero 11. Okay, check this out. So here I'm connected to the Hero 11 Black, and you can see on this bottom portion of the screen, I can swipe over to time-lapse mode, I can swipe to video mode, and I can swipe to camera mode. And then within those modes, I can tap here, and I have all of the presets that I've set up. So on this guy, I've got a standard preset that's 5.3K 30, a full frame that's 4K in the 8x7. I've got all the different video settings that I use all the time. Okay, now let me show you what it looks like when I'm connected to the Mini. So in here at the bottom now, you're gonna see I only have video mode. Again, this does not do photos, but it does do time warp. And how this is set up, I think this is a really simple fix that GoPro could totally do, but you'll see in here, I can tap in here, and now my modes essentially are the different presets. So I have one video mode at top, time warp, star trails, light painting, vehicle lights, time lapse, and night lapse. Those are all kind of the modes that I can jump into with this camera. But what you'll see I don't have is multiple video modes. So I only have 5.3K 30 set up in there because I can't have like a 4K 120 at a different color space or a different bit rate. And then on the camera UI, you'll see how, if I wasn't to use the app, I was just to change things on the camera, you'll see why that would be great to be able to add multiple video modes. I have my button on the front of the camera, and then I have the shutter. So I'm gonna press the button on the front, and you're gonna see video settings pop up. And then I can select that by pressing the shutter, and it's gonna go through mode. I can flip through time warp, star trails. I'm flipping through those presets in mode. And then once I get to video, I'll say video. Now aspect ratio, I'll say yes to 16:9, 5.3, lens wide. And each of these, I can press the front button to swipe through them. So now I'm in 30, 24, 60, and now I'm filming in that mode I just set up. But now let's say now I wanna shoot in 4K 120. Well, I have to press the front one, say yes to video settings, yes video mode, yes 16:9, change to 4K, yes lens wide, and then switch to 120. Whoa, I went past it. 120. And now I'm shooting in 4K 120. I filmed something in slow-mo. Now I wanna go back. Each time I want to change settings, I have to go through each thing. There's a better way. And I really hope that GoPro, I hope you listen to this, and I hope you make this change. On this screen here, and when I tap in here, let me set up more than just these guys, right? Like, let me put in 8 video modes if I want to. Let me have a 5.3K, a 4K, a 2.7K, 240, all the different things that I want, all those presets that I have set up in here, let me put in here. And then next to there, put a little grayed out star, and then let me tap and make a favorites menu from which of these presets that I've starred. Does that make sense? So let's say I had 15 in here and I only star 4 of them. Well, now in here on this camera, when I press this front button, instead of jumping straight to video settings, it jumps to favorites. I say yes, and now I'm cycling through my favorite video presets that I have all dialed in, that I've said these 5 are my favorite. And with just that, GoPro, you could make this camera so much more useful. Another question that everyone asked, because I'm silly and didn't even mention it in the video, is the pricing. How much does the Hero 11 Black Mini cost? Kind of like all GoPro pricing. They're doing the whole, like, at Best Buy it's $400, but if you get a 1-year subscription to GoPro, it's $300. But that's only $50 cheaper than the Hero 11 Black is now, which is $450 at Best Buy and $350 if you do the 1-year subscription. So what you're paying for on the Hero 11 Black is 2 screens and obviously removable battery. And what you're paying for on the Hero 11 Mini is no screen, so it's more rugged and it's smaller. Do you know what the other way around is around this way? Yeah. Kind of around the edge there. If you go like almost all the way to the bottom and around to the right. Okay. Just give it a peek real quick. If not, I can give you a hand to get up this little slot. People are stuck down here like I am. I don't know how I'm gonna get back up that right there. Because again, you're paying for the Mini to be small and be rugged. And on these cameras, the sensor and the processor, that's the most expensive components. So even though you took away the screen on the Mini, that's not that expensive a component. It drops at 50 bucks, but that's it. I know the pricing thing can be weird. Morgan said the same thing. I told her last night the pricing, and she was like, well, that's stupid. You don't get a screen, it's only $50 cheaper. But again, screens are cheap these days. Processors are expensive. Again though, I will give you guys my full report on overheating in a future video, but for all of these different things, let me know what you guys think about the Hero Mini. Let me know if you have any other questions. And what this camera is for, it's for putting in really tight spaces and being really rugged and really durable. This guy's got those screens that can break, and there's plenty of times where you maybe are flying an FPV drone and you know you're gonna crash and you're gonna damage your GoPro, and you wouldn't damage your Mini. Okay, let me know your guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys soon. I need to go find a place to run this little guy. I brought him to the beach today, but then I realized if I send him out in the waves and then like it flips over and I need to go get it, I didn't want to go in the water today. It was really cold, super cold today at the beach. But we will find a time to run this guy. I need a name for him too. If you guys want to name this guy, give me name ideas for our little surfer man. See you guys. Smells like marijuana here. Someone's smoking the ganja.